What's the deal, YouTube? It's your girl, Miss Honey. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. It's your girl, Miss Honey. Coming to you. It's Saturday. I hope you guys are having a good weekend. It's been raining off and on here. But I'm still enjoying this weekend. I'm still enjoying this few hours off. And I hope you guys are too. Y'all already know we coming in here for Iyanla's Fix My Life. I think this is season 5, and this is the mid-season. Second episode of the mid-season premiere. And this episode is called 6 Kids, 5 Baby Daddies, and No Clue. And let me show y'all my notes. Look at that. That's all the notes I got for this episode. That's it. That's all the notes I got for this episode. That's all I did. I was so intently watching that I just couldn't take notes. So this episode, first of all, you're new to my channel, y'all know the routine. Go ahead and subscribe if you want to. If you like the updo, hit that subscribe button. Oh, all my tried and true honeybees, y'all already know what to do. Thumbs up. Remember to share, comment down below. So let's talk about it real quick. So anyway, we're here to talk about Nakeda and her mom, Illysha. Nakeda is 32. Her mom is 48. That's 1 year older than I am currently. I'll be 48 in September 1st this year. So back in 2007, Nakeda sent her kids, 2 of her kids, I believe it was, to go and stay with her mama. And it's sort of a weird story. She got 6 kids. Her youngest baby, I think, is 4 weeks old. So she hadn't even had her 6-week checkup with this last baby, I'm assuming. She sent her 2 boys. I'm assuming they're the older kids. She subsequently, I forget the dynamics of it, but you know, she had 2 more babies. She had those babies with her, and she couldn't get her head above water, so her and those 2 babies went to live with her mama and her first 2 babies. So her middle babies and her went to stay with her mama and the older babies. Then she had 1 more baby at her mama's house, a 5th baby. And she moved out and left all 5 of them children there. Evidently her and her mama wasn't getting along too tough, and she moved on and, you know, I guess get herself together, and ended up having this last baby. His last baby is by a married man, which was like pulling teeth to get her to tell it. She had such glowing things to say about him, you know, taking care of her and her kids. And Iyanla brought up a good point about how is he a good man? He hadn't provided a home. He hadn't helped you get your kids back. And he wants you to have another baby, because she said that they agreed that he wanted to have a baby together with her, and that's what they did. Okay. So Iyanla, you know, she brings this story with the children up to present day. And then she goes back and she begins asking some questions. You know, we're going to unpack this thing. You know how she do. And she asked her about, you know, what's happening with you. You ever thought about birth control? And the woman said, yeah, well, I was on birth control. I've been on birth control since I was 12. And then Iyanla was like, 12? How did that happen? You know, let's talk about that. And she said, well, because she was sexually active. And so Iyanla was like, what you mean sexually active? She said, well, I had a friend that wanted to teach me about becoming a woman. And, you know, he thought that me having sex was, and she's like, I had no idea he meant having sex. And come to find out, the way she was telling the story was like her and another teenager, a preteen from the neighborhood, was messing around, and he wanted to do it, and they did it. But she was talking about him, you know bringing her into a situation, an empty house with five other dudes all together, four other dudes all together. It was five, and all day long they kept in the house and raped her. And she just remember when she was leaving there, she could barely walk. She bled so bad when she sat down, and yeah, it was I I was stunned. I I I didn't know what to think. I wish I was there so I could ask a little bit more questions, but it's only an hour show, and anyway, y'all can tell I'm a little anyway. So we go from there, and she talks about how I think one of the kids' father is a man she met at a gas station where her car was acting up, and he was gonna take her home. I don't know if he took her to her house or took her to his house or what, but he ended up raping her. And I think that's how she got one of the babies. And Iyanla asked her about that, and she talked about that. She said, well, he pulled my panties down and he took it. And Iyanla was like, okay. It was, I just, I, I, I felt like I was the only one in the room that was appalled. I felt like I was the only one in the room that was shocked. I don't know how Iyanla felt. But it hit me like a ton of bricks, because when you watch the commercial is, leading up to the show, the commercial is sort of skewed to give you this idea that she's just out here, you know, thotting and bopping and having babies and dropping them off at her mama house and living a life and living it up and doing what she want to do and living big. And, that's what I got from the commercials. But we see it's kind of a different situation. Like, there's layers to this thing. So Iyanla got to the part about her being pregnant, by having gotten pregnant by a married man. We talked about that. So Iyanla says, wait. I need to talk to mommy. Need to see what's going on with mommy now. I see mama comes out. Mama's 48, Illysha. Turns out she had Nakeda at 14 years old. She also had an issue with her father, Nakeda's grandfather, because he lived and died and never told anybody about the fact that he had a baby, her, the mama, Illysha. And he too was a married man. He never acknowledged her. And that did something to her. Come to find out, the mama had been molested. And the mom, how we got to that was the mom was saying she was worried about the kids because it's harder on boys when they've been bothered than girls. She didn't say that, but she said it's harder on boys, which implies that when Iyanla first starts talking to the mom, you know, Iyanla's her peer age wise. And she is a little defensive. She's way more defensive than Nakeda is. Um, it's slight, but you can see that she's perturbed. She was talking about how nobody helped her at 14 years old. She dropped out of high school. She still doesn't have a high school diploma. And at 14, she raised her own child the best way she knew how. And so Iyanla, one of the reasons why she was being defensive is because Iyanla was, you know, very pointedly letting her know you're asking your daughter to be something that you never taught her to be. So because you weren't taught to be a mom, you did it the best way you could. You didn't really teach your daughter how to be a mom. And you know, this is kind of the result. So of course the mom was hearing, it's your fault, I think. But Iyanla was very quick to pull it up, you know, to pull it back a little bit and just tell her, you know, that I'm not accusing you. I'm not blaming you. I want you to be aware that what you are asking your daughter for, she has no tools, she has no resources, she has no background, no reference, no notes to reference. She has nothing to pull from. So she brings Nakeda back and they sit there together and talk, and the mom thinks that the violation that started Nakeda off with being sexually active happened when she was before she was 11, because she had a friend that she had come over to discipline her daughter, and she let this man go upstairs to discipline her daughter in private, and he forced her to open her legs and do an investigation of her vagina. And the reason why she did this because she caught her daughter with a little boy. Now she didn't say she caught her with him sexually. She just said they caught them together. I don't know. And so she called this man over, and he sexually violated the daughter and then beat her, disciplined her after he forced her to open her legs so he could peer into her vagina. Right after that, or not long after that, is when this gang rape happened, where she has been told that she's going to become a woman. And then we had this incident happen where some man is able to, under the guise of being her protector, takes her somewhere and rapes her after her car stop on the side of the road. And now we got a married man who is doing all those things that make you think that he is there to help you, but clearly he using you too. And through all of it, the mom got emotional and she wept. It's still, I don't know. And Nakeda is 32. I'm sure she has cried many a night about what happened to her. But to hear that girl tell how she was brutalized and violated, and the mom to tell the same thing. The mom didn't even know that she had been gang raped. Nakeda had to tell her that. Like I said, she thought that it was about this man that she let come over and beat her child and violate her child under the guise of helping. She said she called the police on the man and all of that. When she finds out the truth, she's just looking like, what? It should just never, ever, ever be silence or calm in a room when a person tells about being violated as a child. Like, Nakeda didn't really seem like she had a lot of emotion about it, you know. And it broke my heart for her. Like, I understand how it was presented at the commercial, and I was prepared to read her for filth, but my gosh, she is so broken and so wounded and so damaged. Her mom is so broken and so wounded and so damaged. Both of them will have to learn together. They don't know. They don't know. The mom is doing whatever she can to raise the kids. I mean, I don't. It's nowhere for me to chastise Nakeda. It's nowhere for me to chastise the mom. I can only give my very best advice. And that is to turn and change. That what you would normally do it differently. Do it differently. Y'all need to be together in the same city. Okay? And y'all both need to work together in tandem to get educated and to rear these children up. You guys need to be a part of a community, whether it is a Christian community, whether it is soccer community. I mean, y'all need to be a part of a community. You guys need other people around you that can be of influence for both of you, for mom and for daughter. They can't do this separately. This family need to be together in a communal space. Okay, the daughter needs to move out of the situation that she is in, which I guess is Atlanta, and maybe she shouldn't move back to Milwaukee. Maybe mom should pack the kids up and they move down here to Atlanta. I don't know what the cost of living is in Milwaukee, but I know that when you can talk so easily about being violated in such vicious ways. This girl has been raped repeatedly, and you can see in her demeanor, like she seems like she could give you a little work, you know what I'm saying? She could give you a little smoke, but if you press her hard enough, she's a little girl again. When she first got in the room with her mom, she was wringing her hands just to think about telling her mom. And she seemed like she had more concern about sharing it with her mom than she had about letting it out altogether. It's like it's like she's used to being used. She's used to being violated. She's become comfortable with it. It's a comfortable pair of slippers for her now, being violated. That kind of stuff has to be unlearned. It can be unlearned in an hour. It's no way we was gonna ever resolve this in an hour. It's still not resolved. The girl is still seeing a married man. Like, Iyanla prayed with them at the end. We heard the first part of the prayer, but we didn't hear the prayer all the way through because Iyanla was doing the voiceover and wrapping the show up. All right, but the mama still got the 5 kids to this day, and the daughter still with the married man to this day. When Iyanla saw the scope of how bad things really are for these ladies emotionally, separately, still the same situation, but the mama, I'm assuming, had 1 child and she had 6. uh it's the one thing she knows how to do. It's the one thing she didn't have to be necessarily taught to do. She can do that with both hands tied behind her back. It's the one good thing that she's good at. It don't pay, but she can have a baby if she can't do nothing else. Iyanla asked her, when they was wrapping up, please don't have any more kids. And she was looking like, I can't promise you that. The mom was like, please don't have any more kids. And Iyanla had them do this exercise. And she got a little perturbed, Nakeda, the daughter, did. Because she didn't want Iyanla to keep bringing up the married man and talking about him in a negative way. Because for her, he represents, because he do for her. He do so much for them. Which means he give her money for her and money to send to her children. But he wanted you to have another child. Like, she can't see it. She cannot see it. Even with that, she was just like, I'm a little heated when Iyanla pressed her and said, it's me, it's not your mama. Like, you can't talk to me like that. When I ask you a question, I expect the answer. When Iyanla said, listen, I am not her, you could see Nakeda's eyes drops. Again, she becomes a little girl. The predators see that too. The predators see this weakness in her, this need in her to be accommodating. They can see that she's easily influenced. It is absolutely no way to undo that type of wounding and indoctrination in 1 hour. Like, who came up with this being okay? I don't understand. I don't get it. Are they doing more after? Are they now in counseling? Have we just had this one session and we gonna send these people back out here? They responsible for 6 children, 4 of which are boys. The counseling can be over. It cannot be over. It cannot be over. I've wept more for what happened to this girl and her mama than she has or her mama has. I don't even know how I would have gone on if my daughter had told me something like that. I don't know how I'm able to move forward in conversation. I don't get it. I don't understand how she didn't fall on her baby and hug her neck. And tell her that she was sorry that it happened to her. I just don't know. How do you have hope in the future when this is the generation? A generation of violators and the violated. I just didn't understand why I was so upset and nobody else was. Like, it was just gang raped at 12. It was a tough show for me. So I don't have anything bad to say about anybody. I'm so distraught. All I can do is offer a prayer for Nakeda and her mom and her 6 children. And it's my prayer, God, that you would intervene on their behalf. Intervene into this situation. And turn it around. Shake it up. Shake things loose. Bring these people to a place of healing. Help them to evaluate, Lord, and to evacuate that which does not serve, that which does not edify, that which does not benefit, so that they can elevate and move to the next level, so that they can break the cycle. It's my prayer that you would cover these children and cover their grandmother. Give her longevity, God. Touch the heart of this mother and let her know that you love her. If nobody else cares, that you love her, God, and that you want what is good and what is right for her in her life, and that you believe in her, God. I pray a hedge of protection over her as well. I pray for these children, your covering over these children, that the cycle is going to stop with their mother, that they won't go out and perpetuate these same things. I pray that no one violates them. I pray that they don't become violators. I pray that you ignite something in the mom. Something, God. Catch it a fire inside of her spirit, that she would go forth and just become a force. Everything that was stolen from her, God, I pray that you return it tenfold, that you undergird her and make her stronger. Everything that the devil has sought to kill inside of her and to take from her, God, I pray that you would replenish that thing and seal it tight so it is never to be stolen again. I pray that she is unrecognizable to herself in 2 years' time, God. This is not something that can be just swept over. It can't just be assessed. This type of wounding, this type of undoing steals and robs generations. It happened to her, but it has the potential to steal and rob from her children, from her children's children. What was stolen and taken and robbed and wounded in her mom has been stolen and taken and robbed and wounded in her. It will continue. It will continue if we don't bind those spirits up. If we don't bind this need to be valued by other humans, to be loved by other humans, because you don't have any self-love. I pray that she knows love self, and knows self-love. God, send somebody her way. Not a man, not a companion. That was her prayer. Send a mentor her way, dear Lord. Send a mentor her mom's way. Send a mentor her children's way. This is why we have purpose, people. This is why we must go out and be of service. This is why we must do good. This is why we must be kind. This is why we must recognize the most wounded amongst us. It may not have happened to you. You may know how to stop it. It may have happened to you. You may know how to recover. And someone else needs that. You may have 7 children by 6 baby daddies, and you still went on to get a degree, and you still went on to build your life up. And someone needs to know how you did that. Someone needs to know how to make the first steps. Okay? This is how the healing begins. We must come together as a community. I can't believe Iyanla let these people go with a prayer. Like, I don't even know. Help us, Lord. Help us. Help us, God. Y'all tell me what you think. Put it down below. Until next time, honeybees. I'll holler.